Visible accountability, it's everyone's business. What am I talking about? Well, actually, how often do we hear that it feels like EDI and inclusion are all the responsibility of your head of EDI or your executive who has the lead portfolio for EDI? In this chapter, we will hear from many senior decision makers across healthcare speaking about why and how they ensure EDI is everyone's business and they take their accountability as a board member, as a senior leader, seriously.
Diversity inclusion is everybody's business. It's a percentage of my business, it's a percentage of Mel's business, it's a percentage of board business, middle managers. So in real terms, the resource cannot be measured because it is our day job to ensure that we meet the needs of our communities, we reduce the health inequalities that they suffer, we allocate resources in a way in which it meets our strategy, in a way in which we also look after our workforce to ensure that they feel valued at work. And anybody who thinks that equality diversity sits and rests with just the equality diversity officer and maybe an admin officer support them and another 3 people that deliver training have got the wrong end of this. This is a leadership responsibility. It's everybody's responsibility. It's our core job.
As Jagtar said, it's everybody's business. We don't pigeonhole EDI in this organisation. I think that's probably one of the critical success factors.
The chair is absolutely key in terms of being able to get a diverse board that can absolutely knock the game out the park, get the innovation, hit the targets, deliver the right quality of service consistently.
You need clarity from the board. You need ambition, and you need that to be supported with the financial backing to get things done. Because too often you will hear people say, we have a problem with diversity and inclusion, and we know we need to do better. But actually the will and the commitment is lacking.
Debiasing processes, systems, breaking through some of that group thing. You've got to do it at a systemic level. You know, if you're looking at just one individual trying to kind of change things in organizations, it doesn't work. People get burnt out, it doesn't work. So any kind of approach, how to kind of improve the throughput of different people who think differently into these structures, which involves these tables where key decisions are made, means systemic solutions, which means you've got to look at organizational processes. You know, are they debiased? Are they things which are going to help that pipeline? You've got to look at the pipeline that's coming into organizations. If you're a senior leader and you want your boardroom to be more diverse, it will become more diverse because you will tell the recruiters what you're looking for, and then you will incentivize that recruitment, and it will happen. I without kind of disclosing kind of different examples, I see it with senior leaders, and they can make it happen.
And actually, in many ways, I see my activism as a key asset in the boardroom.
Yes.
Part of the challenge I've got is to use my activism to change the culture and set, particularly of NHS boards, how it thinks and commissions and uses the lived experiences to develop and run better healthcare.
It's about demonstrating that your door is open, be that physically or virtually, as we are now. I spent the last couple of weeks talking at a number of Black History Month events in Kent and Medway, and recognising that you have to be visible, you have to be approachable, you have to give people a sense of possibility.
But I think it's about not seeing this as being a separate piece of work. So don't see it as separate. Make sure it's everybody's business and you talk about it in any meeting you're in. I think there is something about having and being prepared to have difficult conversations and then co-produce the solutions. I think they are probably the three things that I would want to leave people with.
So we have the NHS Rainbow Badge Scheme, which a lot of people have heard of and seen. It started as a visible inclusion symbol, so wearing a little rainbow badge, people could show that they're a safe person to talk to about matters surrounding LGBT plus communities and identities. And more recently, we took it from that into an assessment and accreditation scheme. So instead of it being like an individual person's responsibility to wear that badge and to show that they're a safe person, actually making it a trust responsibility to put policies in place, to train their staff, to think about the provision that they have for patients and their workforce.
When I came to this trust, we had none. We now have 8 staff networks. I attend many of them as I can. Mal does, so do our non-exec directors. We go there, we listen. And if you come to our board meeting, you'll hear that repeated back at the board, what we heard our staff networks talking about. If they feel empowered and supported, they'll go going back to the strategy, they'll support the strategy, they'll believe the values of the organisation, and we move forward.